don't really have any significant injuries. Clyde is ill, so he won't be at practice today. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Jags. I think we know them, they know us. We've played them enough here at the end of last season, and then again here. So they do. Doug does a nice job with that group, as do his two coordinators, Mike and Press. They've got a strong offense. They've got a strong defense, good special teams. They've got good team speed and good defensive front. So again, it's really the same guys that we played against last year for the most part. So we look forward to having the opportunity to get ourselves ready this week, starting today, having a good practice today, and then following it up again for the rest of the week, one day at a time. Time's yours.
Coach, they added wide receiver Kevin Ridley. What's he bring to that offense that caused you all some problems?
Yeah, well, Kevin's he's a good player. He's a really good route runner. He's got good speed, good hands, and he's a good football player.
And do you plan to play Chris on Sunday? And if so, will you have a kind of a pitch count on it?
Yeah, I must see how he is today, but I presume he'll be out there, playing. And then we'll just see.
How about Travis? Update on Travis.
Yeah, Trev, he did the walkthrough, and then he's going to go out to practice today and do that. He's made progress, and again, I'm just taking those guys, day by day, see how they're doing.
Andy, what's it like just having Chris back in the fold, and how's that felt so far, and what's it do to the team overall, do you think?
Yeah, Chris is a good football player, so having him back in he's an important part of it, and we're glad he's back. We'll just see where he's at physically as we go. He normally keeps himself in pretty good shape, so we'll see how he does out there today. I'm gonna take it day by day and just see how he does.
And is there some benefit specifically to just having that, whatever you want to call it, distraction behind you, and just he's here? Does that help you?
Yeah, I mean, the thing I tell you about it is it's good to have him back. I mean, and that's not. I thought the other guys did a nice job the other night when they had an opportunity. So, and we really didn't let that be a distraction. He needed to do what he did, or had to do, and we had to do what we had to do. And now he's back, and that's part of the business. And everybody kind of puts the business side, when you're getting ready for a game, on the side, and you go with the guys that are there. So we're glad he's back in, though. He's a good football player. Go ahead. No, you're all right. Go ahead.
I know, at the end of the year you do exit meetings. I mean, this is kind of, maybe during camp you make your way around every guy. Do you make a point to sit down with Chris and, hey, let's make sure we're all good and some kind of conversation? Has that happened?
Yeah, Chris and I have talked, and so there wasn't any personal thing going on there between us or that. It was just he made a business decision, and so that's part of this thing. And I'm old, so I've been through a lot of those, and those things happen. So I'm able to separate it. I think he's separated it, and he's back in. He's got a good attitude, ready to go.
Coach, you talked about the defensive front for the Jags. Josh Allen had 3 sacks, the linebacker had a sack. What kind of test do you think that's going to put your offensive line through, especially with the new tackles with Jamal facing action?
Yeah, so one of our tackles was with him, so he knows him a little bit. But that the 41, he's a good player. I mean, both those defensive ends are phenomenal players. They're fast, and they have high motors, and I wouldn't slight their backups at all. They can bring it too. The inside guys are talented. They'll jump in, even if you're 3 wides, they'll jump into their base personnel and every once in a while and give you the business there. And they've also, when they're in nickel, they've got good rushers inside. Linebackers are fast. Secondary's aggressive. We know that. 2 good corners. They're good. They're a good defense all the way around. But to answer your question, that defensive front is strong. They're one of the top run teams in the NFL last year. So we know strong.
From afar, have you seen Doug take what he learned here and sort of implement in his program?
Yeah, I'm sure. Everywhere you go, you kind of take a piece of it and put it in there. I think he's probably put his own flair on things, but yeah, there's certain things that he does that I'm sure he probably got from here too. I mean, he and I were together a long time, so it goes both ways that way. So.
Coach, aside from the drops on Sunday, it seemed like timing was an issue as well. Just how much can that be fixed over the week, just with more reps for everybody?
Yeah, well, some of the guys hadn't, played much, so they need to get in game and get caught up to game speed. So I think that'll benefit us. Whether it was young guys or, Kadarius, I've already mentioned. I think it's good for those guys. I think that game was good for them. And then we'll see. We'll see what happens. So.
And then now you got Aaron Rodgers with the turf. That issue's becoming back up. But last year, in Arizona, y'all had issues on grass. So just what's your take on it, and how do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll probably get in trouble saying something, so I'm gonna just say whatever they put out there. We'll go play in this. We'll go play in the CVS parking lot.
Coach, you talked about some young guys being out there, right? Game speed, that kind of thing. But correct me if I'm wrong. Deshaun Jackson, I think, was maybe the last guy you had that, as a rookie, was maybe your lead receiver. What does it take to be the lead receiver in an Andy Reid offense? Is it something that can't happen anymore? It's gotten too complicated. Is it, or could that evolve here in this situation?
Yeah, he's a special guy. There, 10 probably played some when he was a rookie, I think. So they're guys that have gotten in and played. It's just a matter of growing, and how fast can you grow in it. Well, we've got rookies out there playing, so we'll see how they grow. And Deshaun kind of did that too. He just didn't have the other receivers around like quite as many as what we've got here.
We talked a little bit on the Zoom about Kadarius on Monday and the drops, and it's something that's in his profile. You've had a couple days, I don't know if you had a chance to talk to him a little bit more. Mentally, like his confidence level, you expect him to be at where you want him to be this week during practice to bounce back from that?
Yeah. He the best way to get rid of that is to go out and practice and then get back in the game and do better. So I think I'm not worried about him there. He's a competitive kid and a heck of a player. So I told you before, I kind of put him in a position where it's tough, but he had to get in there and do what he did, play, get caught up to speed, but he had no training camp. So I thought it was important that he got in, and then he's going to catch most of those. So.
He only got 19 or 20 routes in that Lions game. Do you expect him to be able to, his pitch count to go up a little bit this week?
We'll see. We'll see how it all works out. We've got all these personnel groups, so if his number doesn't get called, it might be because of the personnel group, but as many times or whatever, it could be more. But I'm good with a plane to answer that. Whatever number comes out, comes out.
Couple more lack of reps that some of the players got during preseason. Were you happy with the production of Pacheco and to an extent Justin Ross and some of the other players that didn't play much in preseason?
Yeah, Legere Sneed. Those guys, it was good to get them back in a game and going. So I think that'll help them down the road too.
Aaron, how have you seen Trevor Lawrence grow, and what makes him dangerous going into Sunday?
He's a big kid that's smart and got a big arm, can run too. So he's a good athlete. He'll do nothing but get better as the years, throughout this year and down the road. He's a good football player.
Blair.
And we all see Travis's numbers and nobody can produce. Beyond the numbers, what was missed last Thursday in his absence?
You answer that and then you're slighting the other guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Chris. They're good football players, right? And so we welcome him back in and we go. But on the other hand, I expect the other guys to step up and do the job and finish a game when you have an opportunity. I mean, and that's coaches and players. So that needs to take place.
Andy, this might be the first time where you see Neil Farrell in a game with you guys. Just what did you notice last week about him trying to get adjusted to everything, and what could he do potentially playing next to Chris? Yeah, so he's a big kid. That's been physical when he did play, and so we're always looking at. We'll see how he does in practice in here. He got shortchanged a day
last week, so for personal reasons. So it's good to get him in here, and I think we'll just kind of play that by ear as we go.
Last one, sorry.
You touched a little bit with Blair about the tight ends, just what, when you now that you looked at it, what did you think about the performance of the young guys? I know you've been dinged up, not just Travis, but you all sports and early. What do you think about that group right now behind Travis?
Yeah, so the two that played the majority of the time were guys that have played for us. So Noah, I thought he kind of replaced what Trav normally does. I thought he did a nice job in there. Blake has been around, and he did what we asked him to do. He did a good job of that, so, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys.
Patrick, I know it's been one game, but asking Andy about that defensive front for Jacksonville. What's your take on what you saw this weekend, especially with Josh Allen and their defense, knowing that you got to go up against them, and how do you feel your offensive line will hold up against them?
Yeah, I mean, they're a talented defensive front. I mean, I've played them twice and understand that. It's going to be a great challenge for our offensive line, and I have a lot of trust in those guys. So we'll just kind of try to keep building as an offense, and when I need to get the ball in my hand, I'll get it out of my hand, and then when we need to take a shot, I'll trust in those guys to make the blocks.
I remember asking you before the season began about your connection with your receivers. Obviously, Sky Moore, Kadarius had a hard time in last week's game. Where do you feel like it is now with the practice and the extra rest with them going into Sunday's game?
Yeah, I still think we have a great connection going. Obviously, it doesn't always work out in games, and we didn't execute at a high enough level, me included, in that first game. But you have to keep building. You have to try to make yourself better, and I'll try to do what I can to make it easier on them, and they'll go out there and make the plays happen.
What was your message to Chris when he came back in?
I'm happy to have him. I mean, Chris is not only a great player, but a great person that's in the locker room, and he always has a smile on his face. And so, like I said early in training camp, whenever he gets back, we're going to welcome him with open arms. And now we're going to try to go out there and find a way to get a win.
Patrick, when you said me included earlier, how did you just assess your performance Thursday?
Yeah, there was just opportunities that I missed. A couple throws here and there where I could have got it to the guy earlier. Not made it so hard on those guys. And just a little bit late on some of my reads. So just stuff that I have to continue to work on. And, I mean, just like everybody, I got to be better, and I'm going to try to do that this week.
How much as the play is developing, are you sort of relying on the receiver seeing the play unfold the same way that you're seeing it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the entire offense, especially here. I think it's a lot of reading on the run, recognizing coverages, and then making plays off of that. And so that's stuff that I have to be on the same page with the receivers, and stuff that we'll work on this week.
How much of an emotional boost could it provide now that Chris is back and you have maybe Travis potentially back as well in the sense of like getting the band back together of your core?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get your guys in there. You want to go out there and play with the guys that have put in the work and that go out there and execute and have played at a high level for a long time. But I think guys are ready to go. I mean, we didn't like how we played this last Thursday, and so I think guys are ready to get out there and kind of prove to everybody, even ourselves, who we really are.
Patrick, I don't think you've been 0-1 maybe since before high school, and I wonder what that feels like. It's a different mindset. Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't feel good, and I mean, you want to win. So obviously, I'll be motivated as much as I always am, and that's to go out there and win the week. And it's a great opportunity going up against a great football team, so I'm excited for it.
Does it tilt the feeling a little bit to be going into this game with a loss? I mean, as opposed to how you might feel mentally with coming off a win?
Not necessarily. I knew this was going to be a tough challenge for us either way. Obviously, you wanted to win that first game, but you didn't. So you kind of have to just wash that from your mind, get on to the next game, and try to make yourself better so you can go out there and get a win.
Patrick, sidebar issue. 3 weeks from now, you're going to be taking on the Jets. This is going to be probably the fifth time that you have not had a chance to go up against Aaron Rodgers. Do you feel like this is going to be one of the few quarterbacks that you don't face in your career?
I mean, I have no idea. I mean, obviously it sucks for not only him and his team, but for the entire league because he's such a great player, someone that a lot of guys have looked up to throughout their entire career. And you want to play the teams at their best, but that's a long way down the road, and I'm just praying for him that he's able to heal himself, rehab, and hopefully back again next year, and then we maybe get the opportunity then.
Where do you stand on grass versus turf? I know a lot of players are speaking out in the aftermath of the Rodgers injury.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty simple. The numbers say that grass is healthier for the players, and so I want to play on the best surface that will keep me healthy.
I know you and Bobby do a deep dive on a lot of things. Do you prepare different if you're playing on turf, or do you do other things if you're playing on turf as opposed to grass at all?
I mean, you can only do so much. I mean, it's the playing surface. So you just prepare your body to be ready for any type of playing surface that you play on. But at the end of the day, you just got to go out there and execute at a high level. And luckily for us, Arrowhead's grass, and so we play a lot of our games on grass.
Patrick, when you look across the league, this past weekend, a couple of the top teams lost, right? You guys lost, Bills, Cincinnati. Does that make that loss for you guys get any easier? I mean, as far as because you saw those guys lost the top team?
I mean, not really. Yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to happen in this league. People lose every week. I mean, it's parity. I mean, that's what this NFL is about, and everybody can beat everybody, and you have to come in with the mentality that you're going to play your best football. I thought we lapsed in that this last week, and we were playing a good football team, and they beat us. And so I don't worry about kind of those other teams that are around the league, because you never know who's going to be at the top at the end of the year until kind of the end of the year whenever you're trying to find your seeding. So you just try to go out there, be the best team that you can be, and stack as many wins as possible.
Patrick, I know I'm going to acknowledge I'm picking a nit here. You guys have been really good offensively, but you've had a bugaboo with the short yardage, and it's kind of reared its head. What does that do? I mean, to have all the success you guys have offensively and have that kind of for the last year and change be a problem. What is it like on the huddle after that doesn't work? You know, or on the sideline after it doesn't work? And, you know, if it doesn't work in the huddle, is it something that's starting to become a mental thing with you guys?
I don't think so. I mean, I still have confidence in us in any situation. If you can get 3rd and 11 plus, you can get 3rd and 1. And so it obviously hasn't worked for like the end of last year and then into obviously this first game. So we went back to the drawing board. We've worked on it throughout training camp, and I have confidence in the coaches and the players that we'll get it corrected.
And then just, does art imitate life? Does coach steal your nuggies? Or
I try to keep the nuggies and keep my cheeseburgers away from coach.
Last one there, go ahead.
What was your biggest takeaway from being able to see all the games this week, and what was your biggest takeaway from what you saw?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, you never know. I mean, that's the thing about the NFL. So what makes it so great is you think one team's going to be good, you think one team's going to be bad, but everybody can get beat every single week, and that's what makes it special, and that's why you have to come with your best mentality every single day to go out there and win.
Thanks, Patrick. All right, guys.
All right, guys.
Kadarius, obviously you had a tough game last week. What was your thought process in not speaking to the media following the game, and then, you know, your actions on social media?
In reality, shit, how I look at it, how I told Coach, how I told Pat, you know, all the guys, that's on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, y'all count on me and rely on me to make certain plays, and I got to be there to do that. It ain't really no excuse, you know what I'm saying? Nothing you could blame it on, none of that. Man, I can stand on 10 about it.
Kadarius, did you find anything common in what went wrong the other night that you see is easily fixable or that you have to work through?
Nah, I just got to put the work in, hard work, you know. Spend 30 minutes, hour after practice, you know, catching from the quarterback, whatever I got to do. I just got to make sure I show up when it's time.
Kadarius, coach talked about that what happened on Thursday wasn't really you, right? Like, you normally catch the ball.
Facts. But that's just me, though. That's just me as a person. Like, I just feel like it was, you know, just because I know I could have made those plays, you know,
So
regardless.
where are you at mentally? Like, people have drops, you don't want to go into that slump. No.
Yeah.
So where are you mentally?
Just positive thinking. You know, I'm always just moving forward. You know, I'm thinking about the next week and how I can make plays in the upcoming week. You know, I'm never dwelling on the past, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a term in sports: be quick but don't hurry. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
you got to be fast to play the position you play.
Yeah,
Right?
facts.
You get a sense that maybe like whether it's knowing the offense or getting because you haven't had a chance to play, you were hurt last year. That there's maybe you're hurrying a little bit, and that was part of it. It hasn't quite slowed down all the way.
Really no. Like I said, there's no excuse. Like I said, they got to go out there and make the plays.
Obviously, you missed camp, and I know in the back of your head, you know, you came back pretty quick from the knee injury. Are you thinking about that kind of stuff out there? Are you still thinking your way through the offense, or?
Nah, just getting back, you know, just getting the feel of everything. Like I said, I just got to go out there and execute. Ain't really no excuse, no reason, you know. And then I'm thinking about it, like I said, I just got to go out there and make plays.
Kadarius, what kind of conversations have you had with Andy? He's mentioned he's talked to you a few times. What's he tried to get across to you?
Just settle down, just, you know, just be the person I am, you know, never try to overdo or overstep what I normally do, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to be a superhero when, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just, like I said, just make plays when it's time to make them.
You get the similar kind of message from Patrick, or I'm sure Patrick's
Yeah,
out there.
facts.
What's
Yeah,
he said?
yeah. Both of those guys, you know, they got trust, they got faith in me, and I appreciate those guys. Appreciate those guys for that. And like I said, I just got to go put the work in. You know, there ain't really too much talk on me left.
It seems like there was a drop. Like at the end of the day, that's bad. But when you look at the tape, you're also quite open. Right? That's part of the equation too, is to get open first.
Yeah.
Like, were there positives that came out of this? That when you guys broke it down?
Yeah, you always try to find positives in it, but you know, like I said, I'm just keep working. I'm just gonna try to be that.
You got a chance to watch Jacksonville play Sunday. What's your biggest takeaway on the defense side for the players you're going to be going up against?
You know, those guys do a good job every year, week in, week out. You know, we faced them last year. We saw great competition. You know, everything came down to a wire. It's the NFL at the end of the day, too, so you can't really just bypass any opponent. So the approach is always going to be the same. You know, just try to go in there and, you know, handle business.
It's become pretty clear that the trade has been the motivating factor for you, you know, as you go on here.
Nah, it ain't really motivating. I don't really care about it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Kadarius, what is the factor that's going to help you be the most comfortable here and help you execute?
I would say I'm already comfortable here. The coaches and everybody, the staff, they already accepted me for, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it ain't really like I'm not comfortable. It's just more of me finding my routine and me getting back into, you know what I'm saying, the player I am, you know.
Last one, Nate. Okay.
Go ahead, Sam.
Just to Pete's question about the trade not being a motivating factor, can you explain though why the Giants do seem to be an obsession for you, at least on social media?
It's not an obsession. They troll me, I troll them back at the end of the day. But like I said, man, I'm just focused on what I got going on now. I'm not really studying that.
Last one.
Kadarius, I came in a little late, but from your perspective, just how excited were you for training camp, and then just what were your emotions that day with the injury, and how difficult was the rehab?
And like I would say, yeah, I was really looking forward to training camp. You know, I came back and I was ready, like, but you know, setbacks don't really deteriorate, or you know what I'm saying, it don't really make or break a lot of things. You know, it just had to keep the mindset and what I wanted to do on the field. I had to put it into my rehab, you know, to get my knee back where it needed to be. You know.
What was the hardest part?
Probably just the day to day. You know, just the probably like different aches or something. You know what I'm saying, just stuff like that. But besides that, I was just ready to get back.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
How you doing?
When you began your holdout, this obviously wasn't what you were expecting to get to this point right here, but what was the deciding factor for you to sign the deal that you did? Was the holdout worth it? And more importantly, are you happy with your representation?
Absolutely. I chose my representation like years ago. I kind of made that decision not to come to camp. I didn't want to be a distraction of holding in, and I'm super pleased with how it turned out. You know, I'm back in the building. I'm excited to be back. Thankful for the organization. They was able to boost my salary up to make up for the fines and everything. I'm super grateful for that. And we're focused on winning the next game. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars coming in. Very good team. Coming off a loss to Detroit Lions, which is tough. But yeah, we're looking for a bounce back week.
What assurances did you have that you weren't going to be tagged next season? And on top of that, do you think this might be your last year with the Chiefs?
I can't look forward to next year. Right now, we focus on. I'm glad to be back this year. This is my last year. Hopefully, we can get something worked out after the year for long term. I reiterated multiple times. I plan to play for the Kansas City Chiefs for the long haul of my career. That doesn't change because of the past situation. And we focus on Jacksonville, man. We're focused on Jacksonville.
What kind of shape do you feel you're in? Like there's football shape and there's conditioning shape. How much can you play Sunday?
I don't know. We'll have to see Sunday.
Do you feel like you're in football shape?
I don't know. We'll find out today, right?
Chris, obviously you're equipped with a lot more information now than you were 6 weeks ago when this holdout started. Given what you know now, would you go through this process all over again the same way?
I'll probably change some things. You know, when you have a lot of new guys, it's kind of tough to be away. Especially in the D-line room, building that chemistry is important to be successful as a group. But, you know, those are decisions you have to live with. I wouldn't probably change it, but I'm grateful for how it turned out. Thankful for the Hunt family and Brett Veach and Coach Reid working with my team closely to making sure we ensure that we're able to come up to terms with something that we both can agree on.
So when you said at the start that you probably would change some things, is it just being here? I mean, do you think that was something that you would have changed in the process?
I don't know. You know what I mean?
What was it like Thursday night, being at the game, and what sort of emotional moment was that for you, in what ways?
Most importantly, we dropped the banner for the previous year. I think that was everything. I couldn't miss that, no matter what we had going on inside the business aspect of it. And I was there to support my guys, man. You know, it was a tough game. One, I think, off of a few mistakes, we could have won. Tough loss, you know, especially dropping the banner. That was a special night for us. We needed to win to capitalize on that, but got to move forward.
Did it feel just strange to be not part of it, and did that play any role in you perhaps getting back into the fold?
It all felt crazy. First time I ever sat in my suite. See what I paid so much money for a year for it. Food was great though. Food was amazing. But it was a different viewpoint. You know, I got to see it from a fan's point of view. I see how the fans be like, y'all have us stressed out the whole game. I was kind of biting my nails and everything the whole game, but yeah.
But did it make you feel like, I got to get back? Did it make you feel like that at all, or?
I'm here, am I?
Yeah.
All right.
Chris, you said you might change some things if you had your holdout to do over. Can you be specific about what you changed?
Probably change my vacation spot.
Chris, in Missouri by chance?
Probably so, right?
Chris, you mentioned the fans. The fans followed you throughout the holdout on Twitter, social media. What was that about? Can you just kind of go into that?
One thing about with the fans of Kansas City, they're very personable. The Chiefs mean everything to them, and like I said, man, some gonna disagree, some's gonna agree, and some just respect it, right? So I hope we can come to terms where I'm back. They can finally have a little understanding with me, and we're focused on Jacksonville. I hope they're as excited as I am to get back. And looking forward to this week.
And being back, it's about the business, right? That you have to deal with a lot, you know, during the off season. Where are you at mentally?
Listen, I'm happy to be back, okay? The business aspect, you can't get personal into it. You know, when you get personal, things can turn bad, you know what I mean? I never took it personal. I did take some of the stuff y'all said on Twitter about me personal. Like, I just want y'all to know, I keep receipts, okay? Talking to all y'all that's been talking stuff on Twitter, I keep receipts, and yeah.
Chris, one of the things that you talked about was being defensive player of the year. We saw what Nick Bosa got. You know, did that have any inclination in how you negotiated with the Chiefs? But also on top of that, is that still should be a main priority for you based off of your incentive. How motivated are you going to be to try to accomplish that this year?
I'm always motivated to be the best, not only at my position, but the best in the league. What Nick Bosa done respectfully, he deserved. That has nothing to do with me. You know, I'm proud of him how they keep raising the bar for future D linemen to continue to raise up in salary. You know, you gotta like that, but no, it had nothing to do with me.
Sir, would you, I mean, obviously, there's no purpose to turn around today and start negotiating, but on the other hand, you get 8-10 weeks in, get to the very end of the year, I mean, is it something you'd like to do, is to try again, to try to get something done for more years here in Kansas City?
Yeah, I think to go back and forth during the season. My focus on it right now is being the best me I can be for this team, for this defense, being the best player on this defense, being the best player in the league, and anything less of that, I'll be a disappointment towards myself. So my focus right now is just being the best me I can be.
We'll go Todd, Pete, and then Sam. Is it disappointing in any? I mean, you're facing another negotiation next offseason, one way or the other. Is that hard to stomach coming off the one you just had? And do you wish you had gotten that through, you know, a longer-term deal done, so you don't have to be back in this spot all over again?
That's never disappointing when you're able to get more money, right? So no, it's not disappointing, man. It's more so of a respect thing, you know. The Hunt family respected me enough to actually raise my salary up for me this little bit, so I can make a little more money this year, and then next year I can go back again. So it's definitely an exciting thing to have, but right now I'm not even thinking about it.
Chris, when you come back in the building, you obviously have conversations with Andy and Brett. Just how confident, comfortable you feel like all parties have kind of put the emphasis on let's focus on this season.
I think you as reporters and fans kind of misscrew the contract thing. It's never personal. I don't think I start hating Coach Reid or I start disliking Veach. I love Veach. You know that he knows I love him. We had on and off conversation throughout it all. Coach Reid, I love him too. Me and him still calling texts. We actually got a group text. Veach sent I retweeted a picture where it was like Chris Jones after season, Chris Jones off season, where I was big with no neck. And we actually had a little joke about that through the midst of this. So I don't think our relationship was affected any about that. You know, they know how much I love this organization. They know how much I love this team. And I don't think that affected any part of our relationship.
Last one, Sam. Chris, is it important to you to be the highest paid player in your position?
Not at all. You know, that's always a goal, but as important, no. Is it important for me to be the best at my position? Absolutely. I think that's where my mind is at, is actually being the best and being the highest paid.
All right.
Y'all take care.
What's your weight? Do you have it?
Do I look skinny?